Thanks very much for watching. Here in conversation, the one, the only, the life member, Graham Richardson. Lovely to see you here, great man.
Always a pleasure to be in your company.
And over his shoulder right now is Tim Wilson, of course, the Liberal member for Goldstein, who is in Sydney tonight. Nice to see you, Tim.
I am. Good to see you too, Paul.
Now, I want to talk to you guys about the seat-by-seat polling that came out today via the News Corp publications. They tell the story, which I think is kind of the middle case for both parties here, where Labor is not gaining any ground in Queensland. They did a seat-by-seat on Flynn and Longman. They're not gaining in those places. In Victoria, the Liberals are holding in Chisholm, but Labor's surging in Dunkley. What does that matter? You keep what you got. And in New South Wales, the picture would be that the Liberals might be able to pick up things like Gilmore, but then potentially might lose Reid, which of course means no great change. Now, no great change is nowhere near 45-55 that we've been reading for an awfully long time. So, Richo, again, no doubt, rah-rah, Labor victory, but those little insights. It's always a pitch battle, it's hand-to-hand combat, and that's where we are now. So the headline national narrative, it's about the seats.
There's no national narrative. The reality is that it's a seat-by-seat dogfight. And Labor has had the advantage in those in the last couple of elections. Their on-the-ground campaigning has been superior. So this is a chance to find out if the Liberal machine has picked itself up and shaken off the cobwebs and got into the modern era. If it hasn't, then Albo's unstoppable.
Well, also, I mean, Tim, supposedly, if you believe the narrative, and I don't, is that, of course, Victoria was supposed to be a burial ground for the Liberal Party. This public polling suggests that it's not.
Yeah, I just think, politely, Rich, I have great respect for you, but I just think you're fundamentally wrong. I think this polling is actually a disaster for the Labor Party. They need to be picking up seats in Queensland. The polling's clearly showing that isn't the case, and I suspect, frankly, it's likely to get worse rather than better. Of course, the polling suggests that we're going to pick things up in New South Wales, which is obviously a positive sign. But at the last election, Victoria was supposed to be a burial ground for the Liberal Party. We basically held most of the seats there. And of course, most people, talk about a seat like Chisholm, very hard to win, very hard then to hold. We've held it twice in a row, and I'm very confident Gladys Liu will get over the line for the third. But that seat of Dunkley, I just don't believe those figures. We have the most amazing candidate there, Sean Coombs, who's doing an incredible job on the ground. And I think those numbers, whoever have brought them forward, haven't done their research properly. I look at that and I go, this is a good sign for the government.
I agree with part of that, but if you believe the one side of the poll, you've got to believe all of the polls about the ups and downs. But Richo, again, a lot of people turn around and when they're trying to work out the 7 to get to 76, they automatically pick here and 1 there and all the rest of it. Do you agree with me that if we're waiting for Western Australia, something went wrong in the East Coast?
Yep. Labor should have won it before we get to Western Australia, and I believe they will. I'm not resiling from that. I think this is going to be a night when you won't have to wait till midnight to work out who won. I think Labor will be in front before we hit the West. And I'm very happy, Tim. I've got a lazy 100, and a side bet on the result is definitely on if you wish.
For Dunkley?
No, for the
But we're talking about $100 or $100 grand. We're talking $100.
We're talking $100,
mate. Deal. I'll do the metaphorical shake on the hands.
All right.
But, I mean, I'm not saying this in a point of hubris. I'm saying this. I think those numbers show, if you're using them as a benchmark, I don't think it's a great result for the Labor Party. Now, I accept that there are some that are up and down in that. I think it shows that people know, Australians know, we are living in uncertain times, and they're not going to vacillate, or they're not going to go to extremes or throw out a government unless they're confident that the alternative case has been made. And these numbers show the alternative case has not been made, particularly, obviously, in Queensland, where the numbers do not look healthy at all.
Yeah, particularly Queensland's often, though, the place where we do poorly. It's a gunner. We're always going to do well in Queensland, but we don't.
Well, this is the thing. The polling that shows, again, 6 months ago, oh, Flynn's in play because Ken O'Dowd. Flynn was never in play. These numbers show that it's never in play. You know, but that's why we have you on the show and why you're not on Twitter, and that's why we love you. Now, all right, Tim, let's talk about the court ruling in and around signs that'll be there. The fake independents tried to get them up early. They found a way to get around council rules. They've now had a win in the courts. What's your reaction?
Well, I've welcomed the decision because what's happened is I've got a fake independent who's running in Goldstein. The council said to all candidates, including me, you can't erect signs. We're saving it till the election campaign. And they turned around. We turned around and said, well, OK, we won't erect signs. We're happy to wait to the campaign period. My fake independent told them to go get stuffed and see them in the Supreme Court. Now, the truth is they won out of that, but the actual truth is I won out of it because they've been erecting their signs regardless. I've been obeying the law as it was interpreted. So now I can erect my signs because that's what everybody's been asking me. Where have mine been while hers are going up? So I'm really excited that we're able to get them up now and get people to know, obviously, that we're there, we're fighting hard and we're going to win.
Now, also, the thing about these fake independents, Richo, is that, again, we're all completely separate, except all of our posters look the same, and we've all got QR codes in exactly the same spot, which is something that Liberal or Labor haven't done. So if it was an idea that came up in one seat, it's repeated in all seats. Yeah, look, people won't fall for it.
You can't treat people as mugs, and that's what they're trying to do. They're obviously together, so they're not independent. They're the independent party. That's a contradiction in terms, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone will be fooled by it. This is a Holmes a court plot.
Yeah. And it's a hack. They worked out a demographic hack. Sorry, Tim.
Yep.
No, I was going to say, but Richo's being polite, frankly. I mean, you look at the fake independent My Electorate, and her campaign manager is somebody who tweets out that she wants to make Anthony Albanese Prime Minister. Her media manager is somebody who was spied to Labor Party pre-selection. They're all using a Labor polling firm. All of the candidates combined. This is a very consistent trend, which is there are clear links back to the far left of the Labor Party and the Greens, and as Senator Hume, my dear friend, made the point, probably even goes beyond that. It's clearly coordinated, and they're all getting money from the same location. A slush fund run by Simon Holmes a Court, and they're trying to buy out outcomes in local democracy. And I can tell you, my community ain't buying it, and they're not buying it in lots of parts around the country. Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to buy it come polling day.